Stuff this season of 2010, and somebody's going to get bragging rights for the conference.
Congratulations to USC as they upset the 3-seed Stanford earlier today. A lot of people talking about the Trojans for next year and how good they're going to be. They may be able to get one a year early. Speaking of a player ahead of her time, how about the freshman in that first game?
She was doing such a nice job blocking, attacking, hitting deep. And we talked about the big guns, but McClendon was the big gun in the first set.
Duke up 2-zip here in the second as McClendon hit .583 with 7 kills in the opener. As a team, Penn State only had 2 errors.
And she had none. Very different than last night when we saw at the end of the first set she made a few unforced errors, and they needed to calm it down just as Oklahoma was really pressing the Nittany Lions.
McClendon to serve.
Confusion on the Duke side of the net. Unusual for them. Usually they like to run 2 hitters behind, but they're the setter. Kelly Katnack saying, my fault. I got to make better calls. That's something we heard about in the post-game press conference yesterday. We didn't communicate that well in the second set. They've got to clean that up.
Well, McClendon now doing it behind the service line as well. The ace. Point Penn State. At the region final in University Park, Duke has never been to the national semis. For Penn State, well, it's become a yearly trek for them. They've won the last 3 national championships. And what has been an upset-filled NCAA tournament, all of a sudden, the number 4 seed Nittany Lions are the top seed remaining. 1 and 2 went down last night. The 3 seed Stanford ousted this afternoon. Beth Mullins along with 3-time national champion Kirk Scribe. And the stuff for the Penn State block of Brown and Balza.
Coach Rosen's talking about how Brown has become his team's best blocker, and it's with moves like that. He calls it diving into the angle, reaching to her left and closing that seam between her and the middle blocker. Perfectly executed on that play.
The second of our 4 region finals today. USC beating Stanford earlier. Coming up next, Texas. The team that Penn State beat in the finals a year ago will take on the Purdue Boilermakers. Duke in blue, Penn State in white. Game is to 25, have to win by 2. Balza shanks that pass to the crowd.
Now Penn State having the trouble communication-wise. Balza probably doesn't need to jump in there. McClendon, the passer, though, has to let her know, hey, I'm here. You go do your job. I'm going to do mine. There's McClendon trying to pass. Not a very good job on that one.
Brown had to swing out of the back row. Oh, another miscommunication from Duke gives Blair Brown another opportunity. And you can't give her more than 1 shot at it. At 6'5", she goes right over the top of the block.
And like I said before, in years past, she's been setting that same play, but now Brown gets to hit that, gets to terminate, because Penn State's having their middle blockers keep it alive and get it to her.
DeRico with a booming serve, and that'll get Penn State the free ball. Back to Brown. No match for the solo block. Point Penn State.
Brown with the pass and then running and hitting off 1 leg. She's a very versatile hitter. Hits different tempos of hits and different speeds and sets and locations all across the court.
Wilson was into the net. Point Duke. We're playing best 3 of 5. Rally scoring. Must win all of the sets by 2 points. 12 substitutions per set. A lot of those coming in with the servers. Ari Wilson gets the kill, the senior from Broadview, Illinois, an All-American last year.
She is so fast up and off 1 leg. That's a very effective play for her. And as I said before, easier for a setter to get her the ball in a good position.
Wilson calling for it again. Dunworth, who got a piece with the block, then tools the block for the kill.
Smart play by Dunworth. 2 big blockers and then a 5'6" Carpenter, and she goes at Carpenter right off the outside hand. Always important for hitters to be aware of who's blocking against them across the net.
Wilson pounces on the Carpenter set, point Penn State. Well, it was interesting talking to Duke, you know, that not only were they concerned with their ability to block, but also being smarter attacking the Penn State block, which is one of the best in the country, and we saw it on that last point from Dunworth, how they attack that block.
Penn State asking the referees for a touch. They felt like Wilson hit it off the hand of the Duke blocker.
Blue Devils get the point, down 2. Waterfield serving. Floats it to Quilico. Carpenter to Wilson. Again, the block able to slow it down. Now Duke in transition. Katnack for Burling. Set was a little behind her. Double contact whistled against Duke. Point Penn State. Nittany Lions coming in. Winners of 93 in a row at home. That's an NCAA record. 21 straight wins in the NCAA tournament. That's also a record. As they try and nail down that 4th straight title. Their winning streak of 109 straight was snapped earlier this year. In comparison, I think what UConn basketball, the women's team is now to 87, 1 short of John Wooden's record at your alma mater, but really to put the Penn State streak into perspective, just phenomenal.
And Coach Rose talked about it. It's kind of the blueprint for something that may never be repeated, what they have done, especially those last 3 years. 2 years ago, 6 All-Americans on one team. This time again, Clendon coming in to the court about 10 feet.
Big swing at the net for Robertson, point Duke.
And that's a very typical play for the Duke offense. When they get the pass, when they control the opponent's serve, they want to run that a lot.
Also, oh boy, she did a nice job with a very tight serve at the net.
You are right.
That
set was so close. All she could do is keep it in play. And in fact, it hits the floor. Duke has to recognize that that's all she could do and crash into the middle of the court. Didn't do it on that play. But that's something that hitters for Penn State have had to do a little bit this season with a new setter, is compensate and save the ball.
Rico thought she popped it up. Ball hit the floor. Point Duke.
2 hitters coming at the near sideline. Rico might have gotten that one, but that's, again, what Duke wants to run a lot. 2 hitters coming at 1 blocker, usually a freshman. In that case, Ariel Scott, number 1 for Penn State.
Blue Devils lurking here in game number 2, trying to even the match, and the solo block for Christiana Gray, the 6'5" sophomore out of Carmel, Indiana.
Really good read by Slay there.
Tip from Brown. Got it down.
Another case where the Penn State hitter has to compensate a little and again just keep the ball in play. But twice now they've been the benefit of good fortune. Instead of just keeping it in play, it goes down to the floor.
DeRico. Dunworth blocked. After Wilson missed on the tip, she got the rejection. McCurdy with the pass. Katnack looking for Dunworth. Blair Brown up there by herself to send it back. Penn State winning the opening set and in front here in the second game. in a raucous Happy Valley.